Maniacs, welcome back to the channel. Your local bedhead here. We are going to be diving into some side-eye guy content because you guys seem to really enjoy the side-eye guy reactions, and I really enjoy watching him. I think he's one of the best content creators I think I've seen in a good long while, and I genuinely enjoy his perspective. I enjoy what he has to say about certain content creators. Like, I enjoy some of the content creators he talks about, for sure, but I do enjoy another perspective on everything. So if you like this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. He's taking a look at Sam and Colby today, and I already know the video. This should be interesting. Let's go ahead and dive into it, and make sure, again, you support the original video by the man, the legend.
Hey, segues.
Yeah.
Today I'm revisiting Sam and Colby yet again, because I recently watched a video of theirs and I had some thoughts and some debunks. So let's just get on.
Before we really dive into this, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I did a reaction to this video, and I thought the person, and maybe this is just me, maybe I'm just naive. I should have kind of thought about this more, because I thought it was kind of weird, and it's not like this is not an impossibility. You know, anybody can go around on the streets and actually pick up a stranger and say, hey, do you want to join us for the video? And that person might be actually very very enthusiastic about filming. I really give a lot of people the benefit of the doubt. I trust in the good in people to tell the truth too much, maybe, and honesty. I trust in honesty too much, and sometimes that might make me a bit naive. This person was going to, like, maybe they would known that this person was somebody they knew, or had, like, a friend know them, or maybe there was a possibility that they paid this person. I really, and I'm assuming they probably paid her anyways, because, you know, it's a big video, so I'm assuming they paid her for her time. But I guess that was me being naive. I should have thought about that more.
On with it and give it a watch.
What's up, guys? It's Sam and Colby.
Today, we want to prove that paranormal experiences can happen to anyone. So we decided to invite a random stranger to come investigate this haunted infirmary.
If they want to prove that paranormal activity can just happen in front of anyone, I don't know, wouldn't it be a bit more of a challenge to pick a skeptic? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to invite myself.
You're making a good point, though. That is a question I always, like, I'm always curious. Like, the problem with getting a random person, somebody off the streets, if they're not necessarily into the paranormal, they might not, and speaking of naive, they might be naive. So, like, you could take them in anywhere and then do the flashlight method and say this is 100% a ghost. And they might believe it because they don't know any better. But a skeptic, or somebody like a debunker on YouTube, knows and sees through the tricks. So if you can convince a debunker that the paranormal is real, it's going to look a lot better for you, because they normally don't just buy everything. I'm also not somebody who just immediately buys everything. I love the paranormal. I believe in it, but I don't believe everything I see on the internet. Okay, after I just said I gave them the benefit of the doubt with the person. I don't buy everything I see on the internet, at least not anymore. I'm very much hesitant to trust as often as I used to. So, but he makes a good point. If they started bringing people like skeptics or debunkers, not saying every debunker is a skeptic. I want to separate that. I know people might freak out and say, no, I'm not saying that every debunker is a skeptic. A lot of them actually are believers in the paranormal, but they don't believe a lot of the stuff that a lot of these ghost hunter content creators are doing.
On a Sam and Colby video, since I'm pretty sure they'd rather have Edward Scissorhands give them a prostate exam than to be anywhere near me. But just so people understand where I'm coming from with all this, here is a list of the alleged haunted places I have been to.
For anybody who says that debunkers don't go out and investigate, I always tell people that yes, they do. Yes, they do. That's just the USA, by the way. Brushy Mountain, twice. The Conjuring House, the Blair House. I've been to the Blair House. It's the only one out of those I've investigated. Overall, my experience there was fantastic. It's just the house itself did not tell me, it didn't scream at me that we are haunted. So that's just my experience. But for anybody out there saying debunkers don't investigate and they're just criticizing people, get the fuck out of here. Clearly you do not. You're just on that one side of the spectrum that is so one-sided that you can't even do your own any ounce of research to show and to see that yes, they actually do go out there and investigate. Beardo has been on several investigations with other paranormal channels. Side-Eye Guy has been on investigations. Mythos Paranormal has done investigations. I've done one investigation. I mean, all these guys have done investigations. I just don't understand this criticism. That where does this idea come from? It's like you guys just need to start opening your fucking minds, and obviously start opening up your fucking browsers and start doing some research. Because yeah, they have.
Now, I'm not going to say nothing happened in any of these places. There have been a couple of jump scares here and there.
You can take my energy, whatever it is you need to do. What the fuck is that? God damn, that noise was loud.
And one very weird scream.
I felt a weird sensation on my right shoulder.
What was that?
I don't know.
That was weird. That was weird. It could have been someone outside, but that was weird.
That was like screaming.
Yeah, that was like a violent scream.
Yes, it was.
Like, ignore the ghost stuff. Is someone okay out there?
What is that?
Did you hear it it happened again as we were walking towards the window, right?
It did.
But I can safely say that there is nothing that has happened that I cannot explain with
That is bizarre. That was a little bizarre, but yeah, I would have to 100% think that that was somebody outside at that point.
a logical explanation that doesn't involve ghosts and ghouls. But I am well aware that even with all these places I've been to, I've got no way near the credentials of wall talking like Sam and Colby over here. They are true wall talking veterans. But I've done these sort of things enough times now to lead me to believe that the paranormal more than likely isn't a real thing. But as always, I would love to be proven wrong, and one day hopefully I will be. But until that day, I'm going to be staying on my humble pie diet. So when Sam and Colby say a random stranger, do they really mean a random stranger? Or maybe a Sam and Colby fan? Or an actress? Or a plant? Just saying is all.
A week ago, we went to a college campus to ask people if
It's certainly not an impossibility. It's certainly not.
they'd want to go to a haunted house.
You wouldn't want to go to a haunted house and see a ghost.
Get away from me, you creep.
No, probably not.
I do not.
They don't exist.
Who says the American education system is failing?
Do you believe in ghosts?
I do, actually.
Really? Scale from 1 to 10.
Like a 6.5, 7.
6.5, 7?
Yeah.
So, this random person was first vetted to see if they are in fact a believer in the paranormal. Already, this little gimmick Sam and Colby
That's true. That's true. Yes, technically it could be a random person, but they specifically had specific needs for that specific person. So like anybody who was just a non-believer, they walked right by. That does kind of paint it out wrong. I mean, that does get you to think a little bit. Why not try to take someone who just does not believe in the paranormal?
are trying to execute is flawed. I was joking earlier when I would say they should bring a skeptic along with the ghost hunts with them. If they really want to try and prove a point with this video, they should surely be trying to find someone who is on the fence about ghosts. Someone who is neither a staunch skeptic or an out-and-out believer. Which I understand may well be tricky to find and all, but I'm pretty sure Sam and Colby have the resources, money, and time to do this properly.
Hell, they even came across some people who were on the fence about it. I mean, even one of them said that ghosts don't exist. I mean, that would have been probably somebody. I doubt most of them probably would have wanted to anyways, because most of them are probably like, no, that's a waste of my time. But yeah, he's right. They could have at least found somebody. Hell, they can reach out to any of these guys on YouTube. I'm sure they're aware of several of them. Right? I'd assume so. Why not reach out to them? It makes no sense to me. Do it. See what happens.
Have you ever been to a house that you think might be haunted?
I haven't.
Would you be down to try to do that?
Did she just win a Sam and Colby prize raffle or something?
What was your name again?
Brooke.
All right, we made it, guys. We also have Amanda.
Oh, please, God, no!
I wanted to cover this video in spite of Amanda. For those of you who are new to my silly little channel, I can't stand Amanda. I think she's an attention seeker of the absolute highest levels, by pretending to be a psychic medium, and she will lie to pretty much anyone's face to get that attention that she so desperately craves. And yes, I'm also well aware that I said in my last Mackie and Amanda video that I would only be covering this channel as part of my Halloween special, but since this is only Amanda without Mackie and it is on Sam and Colby's channel, I think I can get away with bending this rule just for today.
Because I definitely believe in spirits, but I've never had a paranormal experience myself.
I don't want to pick on Brooke here, but I don't understand how you can believe in something you've never seen or touched or experienced for yourself. I get that faith is, by definition, believing in something without evidence or proof, but I just cannot do that.
I grew up in a haunted house. I like, there are some times where I've actually tried to debunk myself, and I think I have on certain occasions, but I truly believe we grew up in a haunted house. That's why I believe in the paranormal. But I also believe in Bigfoot. I believe in UFOs and aliens. It's more of a choice thing. It's not really one of those things to where it's like, have I seen the proof of it? I feel like I've seen some UFOs before. I've seen some weird things in the sky that I cannot explain that would dart out of the way, but obviously those could be explained too. I'm open to finding out what those could be. But it's just one of those choice things, I think. I'm just open to the idea, I guess, and I choose to believe in it. It's not something that I can prove, obviously. Like, for 100%, I choose to believe in Bigfoot, even knowing I'm 100% convinced that it probably doesn't exist. I go back today to the videos I've seen as a kid, where I would have that more open mind than I certainly do now, and I'd get excited just to see it. I look back on those, and I'm like, yeah, I can see how these are extremely fake. So it's more of a choice thing. I'm not going to sit here and try to convince someone Bigfoot's real. I'll probably even tell them more than likely that out of all the cryptids out there, the one that is the most realistic to believe in is probably the Loch Ness Monster, only because dinosaurs actually did exist. But even then, it's like, I'm stretching it, because besides like one picture taken of something out in the middle of the lake, there isn't really any proof that this thing exists. And unfortunately, we live in a world where we do live in a world of liars and people who want attention. And they will make up stories. They will go on the news and just start saying the craziest of shit just for the attention. It's true. And as much as people hate the idea of that, I unfortunately cannot. Don't blame me. Blame people who lie. They're the ones who are out there breeding these false hopes. And
will not let me operate in this way.
Our main question is, why did you say yes to us?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that one out too. Ladies, and gents for that matter, please stay safe and don't get on planes to travel on the other end of the country with complete strangers. Even if the strangers do turn out to be Sam and Colby. I mean, I don't know. It's hard for me to tell because I watch so many Sam and Colby videos. I just assume everyone knows who they are. Maybe there are young people out there who just don't have a clue who they are.
But then Amanda told us she had an encounter this morning.
That didn't take long for Amanda to seize the spotlight over Brooke.
In the hotel we were in today, kept seeing a figure. It was about 6 foot tall, just a shadow.
I'm trying my best not to make another Grim Reaper joke here, and it's particularly difficult since the whole Grim Reaper started with Amanda.
And I would see it by the elevators 10, 20 feet ahead of me, and by the time I got there and was passing him, he was gone.
I don't care. What's crazy about this is right after we talked to Amanda about this shadow figure, we went and read the brief of research about.
I think what aggravates me about Sam and Colby's stance on this, and why it just consistently pisses a lot of people off, is that they are completely okay with it. I think it's fair enough for me to say that Amanda has been called out on so many occasions of being one of the most shady psychic mediums I've ever seen on the platform. And for them to continuously, like, ask her to come on these investigations and stuff is kind of mind-numbingly blowing. I seriously don't know how you cannot question anything that these debunkers have presented about Amanda, specifically Amanda. And, you know, they're always acting scared every time she mentions something, like, I don't know. It's just, it feels like a show. It feels like a show. And it does aggravate me because, you know, they're always out there supposedly they're trying to find real evidence, and you're not helping yourselves when you bring in somebody that I think has been absolutely debunked. Without question. I know there are people who still believe in her abilities, and I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. If you believe in her abilities and you're just you just believe in her. I'm not going to sit here and tell you shouldn't believe in her. I'm not going to do that. I'm just saying I have my reasons why I don't believe in her, and that's no offense to her. I'm not trying to hurt her feelings. I think there's a lot that makes me, and I think she can understand why people would question it at this point. I think any rational person would understand completely.
This Fairfield Infirmary where we're about to go, it is said that in the attic, the most tortured area, what they call is the dungeon, there is a shadow figure, a 7-foot tall dude that lurks around there, and we had no idea.
I'm not exaggerating here, guys. Every single place I listed earlier claims to have shadow figure sightings. Almost every video I cover when ghost hunters go to alleged haunted locations, there are claims of shadow figure sightings. It's like the ghostly 101 of haunted houses. At this stage, a haunted location hosting shadow figures is about...
Give me 1 second, folks. My audio is like in the red, and I'm gonna make sure that's not gonna affect the video.
as likely as me rage quitting a Twin Paranormal video.
This shadow man.
It's almost like whatever that entity is knew we were coming.
What a crock of shit.
There's somebody on the top stairs.
What? Wait, what do you mean?
There's a spirit on the top of the stairs.
Oh my god. A spirit already?
Yeah, it's that tall man.
Wait, what do you mean?
I swear.
I honestly don't know why I picked these bloody videos. I honestly have no idea why I keep doing this to myself. There is a debunk coming a little bit later that I really want to highlight. It's the whole reason why I'm covering all of this. So I suppose I just got to get through Amanda's bullshit to get there.
Fairfield County Infirmary. Doesn't look menacing at all.
The railings are so freaking cold, dude.
Dude, bro.
Are you guys ready?
I'm on the edge of my seat. Show me some ghosts, guys.
Don't get your hopes up.
Christopher Lee Jansen, and I'm the house psychic here. I do readings for our public events. And...
Okay, Christopher. Okay, this guy. Mind-numbingly fake. Mind-numbingly fake. I already know exactly what he's gonna go to. Yeah. This pissed me off about this video, actually. When I did the reaction, this annoyed the absolute devastating hell out of me. The person that was already established, you can find all of the information out online. You ever go to, if you're a psychic medium and you ever go to Libby Goldback, I immediately just, you're not real. Immediately. This guy absolutely aggravated the hell out of me.
Christopher Lee Jansen, and I'm the house psychic here. I do readings for our public events and spend a lot of time getting to know this building.
Great. We get 2 psychics in this video. Yay. But Christopher here is the reason I wanted to make this video
I had a feeling.
in the first place.
I had a feeling.
Because he does some pretty ridiculous tactics to try and pull the wool over everyone's eyes. And you'll see it for yourself a little bit later in the video.
Yep.
But before we get to that moment, we have to watch Sam, Colby, and Amanda pissing about a little bit more.
Do you ever see or get visions of, I don't know, a shadow figure up on the top floor?
In what world is he going to say no to a question like that?
Yeah, sometimes.
Really? I'm shocked.
You describe maybe what it looks like or its height.
It's a shadow. Shadows only look like one thing. A bloody shadow.
This is the most basic ghost hunting equipment
Fair.
ever. You might have even seen this.
I have. Yeah, when I went to a medium, she had this out.
So Brooke has been to a medium as well. From where I'm sitting, she comes across as an out-and-out believer in all of this. So no wonder Sam and Colby picked her. This whole video or experiment or premise or whatever you want to call it is completely flawed.
As the night continued, Amanda saw more spirits. Talked bullets.
A kid just walked that way.
Oh my god. Already?
I could not.
And Sam with his signature. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Tell if it was a boy or a girl. I could only tell by the height that it was a child. It just like zipped around that corner.
My head hurts.
Like, look in this room.
What is this room?
I have no idea. It looks like a seance.
Oh my god. Full of toys though. Oh, this child just walked around that corner. I'm sorry. It's like.
Wait, actually?
No, not actually.
They're still here. I can just feel them. I think that he's here. He's just hiding from me. Like I can't physically see him right now for some reason.
If there is anyone out there who actually believes Amanda's shite, I feel sorry for your parents.
It's going on.
Wait, right as he crossed here. Whoa, that's going off so much.
To red.
Wait, now step over there just a second. Wait, that's...
EMF readers are so flawed. I'm sorry. They're so flawed. And it's the reaction, okay? Like, the reaction is what gets the video and gets everybody freaking out. That's the point. It's obviously something they have to do because in reality, when an EMF reader goes off, it's not really all that exciting. It's not all that scary. The only time I'd ever freak out in a situation where like any equipment is going off is when it's consistent. When it's not consistent and it's just doing it at random, I'm not really all too freaking out about it. Again, there's a lot of electrical stuff around them. I mean, there's like literally a light switch right there. They're holding cameras. They probably have cell phones. It does not surprise me that this thing is going off. The reactions are what get people excited. When they start yelling and screaming, "Oh my God, go over there, oh my God, why is it doing it right here when it's not doing it over here?" It's, to me, that's how you sell it. That's how you sell that this video, it doesn't really have a whole lot going on, but we got to react in a specific way to have something go on. When in reality, most paranormal investigations, when they're actually being done professionally and they're actually investigations, people don't just freak out like that. Most of the time, they're just calm about it. But Sam and Colby they're showsmen at the end of the day. I mean, they've admitted that they've wanted to make films their entire lives. So for them to do this isn't a surprise. For them to continuously do this is no surprise. And for them to put on a spectacle show more than to actually investigate is no surprise. That's one of the reasons why I've sort of slowly moved over to just watching them as specifically as an entertainment channel. I'm trying to back off as much criticisms as I possibly can. One of the ways I can actually criticize and can give constructive criticism is when I watch specifically someone like Side Eye Guy or Beardo or Mythos watch the video, and then I can give my 2 cents in a lot better. I still do it, don't get me wrong, but I feel more comfortable doing it because I do try to watch them now as entertainers specifically, kind of like The Boys or other channels I enjoy. But I do have my personal strong feelings about faking and putting on a show when you're trying to claim that you are 100% legitimate, because I gave them a lot of leeway. I gave them a lot of benefit of the doubt. But when they went on that interview and Colby specifically said that he thinks no hope, no, it was Sam, no hope is better, no, fake hope is better than no hope at all, is what he pretty much said in that interview. And I just immediately was like dumbfounded that he would even say something like that. So you're okay with lying and making up stories and putting on a spectacle than trying to be honest with the evidence that you find. That's the vibe I got immediately.
Wait, that's crazy.
Just remember this moment in the video where the EMF reader keeps going off when Brooke is holding it. This happens a lot.
That is going red again.
Oh my God.
Weird. Yeah, she popped off.
I just switched to red. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Switched to red right when I said
his
name?
I couldn't stand how many times they pointed that out. Like, they pointed that out like throughout the entire video. It's going red. I'm sorry to interrupt everybody. It's going red. It's going red.
And that's going to red again.
And if you're worried that I'm taking anything out of context here, please make sure you go watch Sam and Colby's original video for yourself. And if you still think I'm taking things out of context, I don't know what more you want from me. Get fucked.
There's many spirits here all around
Get
the building,
fucked.
but one with a specifically horrible story is Jane Householder. She was an old woman who, on one cold winter night, tried to warm herself up by lighting a fire. Unfortunately, she had an accelerant on her clothes, and she was immediately engulfed in flames. And today, her spirit is known to be roaming around the entire building, wailing in agony. Imagine a grandma, midnight, screaming down the hallway you're doing the Estes method in.
I don't want to.
Yeah, that's hilarious stuff, Cole.
Yeah, they're also pretty notorious about... I understand dark humor. Okay, I love dark humor. I think it's sometimes very funny. But there's a right time and a right place to do it. Right? And there's certain limits. There's a fine line. That sounds like a very horrible way to die. Right? I think we know what he was meaning. It's just, it's not a good look, right? I think that's fair for me to say. It's just not a good look when you crack a joke and laugh pretty much after talking about a horrific event like an elderly woman catching fire and burning to death. It's just, it's not a good time. And this reminds me of the joke where they had that guy Nate with them. They were at Myrtle's plantation, and they were talking about how the girl, I think her name was Chloe, was eavesdropping on the people who owned the plantation. She was eavesdropping on them, listening at the door. They, of course, if you know the story, they caught her eavesdropping and they cut off her ear. One of the guys, named Nate, cracked a joke, saying they Mike Tyson'd her. That rubbed me the wrong way. Immediately. I'm all for jokes. I'm all for humor. I'm not, I'm not a killjoy, but I'm also somebody who believes in, like, time and places, and there's also a fine line, and you don't cross that fine line. Okay? Because I think you should go into these places respecting the history, respecting what's happened.
I mean, bloody hell.
Okay, I'm getting sick of these dolls, dude. Why do you look like you have them taken out of your eyes?
Almost every single haunted location that I have been to indulges quite heavily in these creepy looking dolls. Not all the places necessarily claim these dolls are haunted or possessed.
Look at you, you little rocking chair. Aren't you just the thing that nightmares are made of?
It's just there to really look creepy and to add to
Yep.
the overall theatrics
Yep.
of said location. Because let's not forget here, guys, this is all just theatrics. Theatrics that don't bloody deliver.
Oh yeah, these are all the offerings.
Yeah, cigarettes. Nice, got a little tampon there too. Yeah. Good shit, good shit.
The 60-cent kiosk voucher.
Anything counts.
Should we leave something?
Did you guys have an offering? You're supposed to bring one.
Yeah, did you? I don't take Hershey forever.
Well, you could take,
You guys always look any of this shit.
So this is the reason I wanted to highlight the EMF reader going off so often when Brooke is holding it. On this
Okay.
little table full of
All right.
offerings, she jokingly pulled her phone out of her pocket as an offer.
Are you going to say because the phone could be setting this off? It could be setting off. Makes perfect sense. She has. Why didn't I catch this first time? You know what it is? I'm stupid. That's the only reason, really. I'm stupid. Yeah. No wonder the thing was going off constantly while she was holding it. Her phone's in her pocket. More than likely, they all have their phones. I have to take an assumption, but
I'm pretty sure this explains why the EMF is so active while she is holding it. I mean, it could have been on airplane mode, I suppose, but I highly doubt it. And I'm not blaming Brooke for this at all. Sam and Colby are the ones who are the ghost hunters. They should have told her to not have her phone around or in her pocket, that it would affect the EMF reader. That's
Yep.
not on Brooke, that is on them, but my guess is that Sam and Colby want the EMF reader to keep going off, as so far that's been a very big part of this video, the EMF lighting up.
Oh god.
This is the doll room too.
Oh, this is disgusting.
Oh my god.
I don't like it.
This place may have went a little OTT with those spooky theatrics I was just talking about.
So are you okay?
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Really? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Should we take a break for a second?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I often smile when I feel like I'm about to throw up.
I wonder if it's from that thing outside.
You look like you're almost gonna cry, Amanda.
I'm like,
You okay?
yeah.
Do you wanna, like, step out?
No, I'm okay. I've just never felt like this in a location.
No way.
Maybe she's just an attention whore.
Before we go to the very top, we've only been here for 20 minutes. What's your thoughts?
I'm about to call an Uber home.
oh please.
An Uber all the way to California.
All the way back to Los Angeles. California. UCLA, take me back. I miss you.
Sam and Colby got pretty lucky finding Brooke. Pretty lucky indeed. They made out at the beginning of the video that they just randomly plucked her out of the university campus. I just can't help but notice that Brooke seems to possess a lot of the attributes that Sam and Colby look for when they collab with someone for one of their videos. She's fun, articulate, witty, and her chemistry with the three of them seems very natural, almost like they've known each other for a little while. Brooke just comes across as a very natural YouTuber. It also helps that she's easy on the eye. I don't know, given Sam and Colby's track record on manipulating their audience in the past, I am getting more and more skeptical on how random Brooke really is to this video. For those of you who haven't watched some of Sam and Colby's earlier videos, when they went to the Stanley Hotel, they bumped into another random attractive lady who just so happened to really be into the paranormal.
Sorry.
Yeah?
I feel like I've seen you guys somewhere.
Yeah, we do like YouTube and stuff. We do a lot of paranormal investigations, so we're about to like just tour the whole place. How about you? Why are you here?
Oh, actually, now I'm from LA. I'm an actress, and I'm here for a shoot that's tomorrow.
You say you feel like connected to the Stanley Hotel?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Do you have like a story?
I have a lot of stories.
This is an old school video, and I actually think... Actually, I feel better if I knew it was fake. If they actually knew her, I'd feel so much better knowing that, because the way they were talking about this girl behind her back, I always thought was just so shitty. of anybody to do. Granted, they're a lot younger here than they are today, obviously, but they were like saying she's a weird person and like she's kind of creepy and things like that. And I was sitting here like, you know, she's kind of giving you guys a little tour of the place and trying to help you out in some cases, and you're kind of insulting her behind her back. I thought it was kind of fucked up. So if it was fake and she actually was part of the skit, I mean, I'd feel a lot better about that, because then I don't feel like they were just being douchebags to be douchebags. Sorry, OG Sam and Colby fans. I'm just saying.
Can we like film you?
What's your name, by the way?
Jennifer.
Yeah, are you going anywhere? Are you alone?
Yeah, I'm alone. I was just walking around.
If you want, we're about to go on a trip, like just going around it.
Yeah, let's go.
What a load of bollocks. She ended up joining the group of fellas in their video and was a key part of all of the drama by the end of this whole farce.
Wait, what?
Like where we just were, I heard like things moving, and then I heard footsteps, and I looked over and I just saw this light appear, and then I just walked out.
What? Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
No way.
And wouldn't you know it, she just so happened to have a family member who owned a haunted cabin, where she invited Sam and Colby to shoot another video.
Jennifer just says she's about to head out, and we probably are too. Huge thank you for helping us out.
If you want to poop your pants again, I know where you can go.
Where can we go?
It's in LA. It's called Witch's Forest. My grandpa owns a cabin there, and like no one ever goes there.
Bullshit.
That was pretty convenient, and then the intense music starts playing, like, oh, we got another video coming, guys. We're going to the Witch's Forest. I'm not even sure if it's really called the Witch's Forest. I never actually did any research into that. Can someone let me know in the comments section who might have actually looked into that and tell me if it's actually called the Witch's Forest, or did they just call it the Witch's Forest because it just sounds spooky? I also remember that video, and I remember them starting to freak out because they thought they saw like a baby hanging in a tree or something like that. And then like one of them went off and got lost. I think it was Colby who went off on his own and got lost, and Sam and Jake or whoever was like freaking out and screaming and stuff like, Colby! The music got intense. I remember that whole video.
And if you believed all of that happened as they portrayed on camera for that video, then please don't vote or breed. Sam and Colby are
I gave them the benefit of the doubt. Give me a break.
First and foremost, movie makers. Then you may well consider them paranormal investigators if you're being very kind. And that's absolutely fine. If there are movie makers who want to make scary horror content, that's great, that's fine. Yeah. If anything, if they really did lean into that direction for their videos, they could be very good. But as things stand right now, as I always keep saying over and over again in my videos, they really do need to add a disclaimer that this is all for entertainment.
If they did that, man, all these criticism and stuff, all these videos probably wouldn't even be existing, because we would be 100% aware that they're not trying to fake anything. They're not trying to lie. They're just trying to make spooky content. And that's kind of why I've had to mentally just say to myself, that's what they are. They're just a channel who makes spooky content. But then you got them who are just constantly, I feel like, trying to push this idea that they are wanting to be at the top of the paranormal field. I truly feel that way sometimes. When they release their content, it sounds like they're really out there trying to prove to everybody what the paranormal is. And coming up with these different theories, like about love, and if you pass away, you know, just live life to the fullest. Like, they're really trying to push for that. And I think if they had a disclaimer, I would have been more okay with that. Like, if Satori and Cody were just there just to be like actors in it and not try to pretend that they can talk to the other side, but they were a part of this just to be a part of the video, just to make creepy, spooky content, great. But unfortunately, Satori and Cody tried to really convince people that they were actually legitimate, when in clear, as obvious as day, when it was clearly obvious, they were not legitimate. And Sam and Colby, unfortunately, were also very strong about that method. Okay? So, like, it's confusing, it's complicated. Like, if they really did not push for that, I would probably love their channel much more. But because they don't push that it's just for show, it's just makes it more complicated. And that's kind of the bummer about it, honestly. But if they did what Side Eye Guy said, put a disclaimer up and saying, you know what, we just love making creepy content, that's what we want to do, great.
Yeah, we can start here if you want. Right on the table.
I was gonna say, maybe if you have the flashlight, put the flashlight or a cat ball or whatever on the table.
One thing we like to do, Brooke, is use pieces of equipment that aren't even supposed to be ghost equipment. So this is literally just like a flashlight that you can buy at Home Depot. People might be skeptical that things are made for ghost hunting, so how do we know they're real? And so we like to mix some things like this, where it's just a flashlight you can twist on, twist off, and then have the ghost do it for us.
Okay, listen, I get that believers in all of this stuff will get frustrated with skeptics like me. Dick. I understand that it must be annoying when I or another debunker comes along and shows how this equipment is nonsense. But your frustrations with us doesn't magically somehow make this stuff more compelling or believable.
Nope.
A lot of this equipment proves absolutely nothing. They are gimmicky, overpriced, and totally flawed. The flashlight thing is possibly the easiest to debunk. It's been debunked over and over again. Just because it is not
I watched Mythos's video. Seriously, educate yourselves. It's actually fun to learn what kind of shit and how much shit is so flawed. Those flashlights are absolutely so unbelievably fake and so unbelievably just flawed that anybody who really sits down and believes that the flashlight method is legitimate, I seriously encourage you. I'll leave a link to Mythos's video down below. Go watch that video. You might be legitimately surprised.
Marketed as a ghost detecting device doesn't somehow give it more credibility.
This is our friend Brooke here.
Hello.
She's never done anything like this.
Yeah, I'm new here.
Yeah, if you could show her that you can listen to her, that would be really, really impressive. On the count of 3, could you come up to the same blue flashlight and turn it on for us? 1, 2, 3.
I'll give him that the flashlight responding at the end of that countdown is exciting and all, but if it wasn't for the fact that they asked this flashlight to turn on and off several times before it finally actually works for them, I just cut all of that out of the video because it was pretty boring to watch. And God knows how many times they ask a response from the flashlight that was just left out of the video completely by Sam and Colby. You know, the whole countdown thing is just a great big coincidence. It does get pretty tiresome when ghost hunters make a big deal out of getting a positive and they conveniently ignore the 10 negatives. But I will say that there is a part of me that kinda gets this. As someone who has been ghost hunting himself a fair few times now, trust me, nothing happens. And I really do mean nothing. Sometimes, somehow, even less than nothing happens. So when something finally does happen, which is usually just a creak or a knock or something like that, which really proves nothing of the supernatural, you just end up going along with it and getting excited about it because you're just waiting for something to finally happen. But of course, this is evidence of nothing. 9 times out of 10, it's just an old building doing exactly what you'd expect an old building to do.
This is crazy because this is
hold it, or
I mean,
figure it out,
maybe
like-
not. Yeah, no, this is just a flashlight.
Like a normal flashlight.
This is not a normal flashlight, or at least when it's being used as a ghost hunting tool, it is not being performed as a normal flashlight. The bulb is unscrewed to a point where the inner coil is barely touching the battery inside. The theory is that it needs just the slightest of touches for the flashlight to move, and that is just about enough for ghosts to be able to manipulate the torch. But of course, this logic is completely flawed because it makes the flashlight itself defective. In my opinion, it looks like Sam and Colby have edited their video here in a way that they are making out that this is a regular functioning flashlight, and it just repeatedly goes on and off without it being tampered in any way. And if I'm correct on that, it looks like they very much fooled Brooke with the whole thing, which is to be expected because she doesn't know how this stuff really works. And that is an out and out dick move from Sam.
It is. That is exactly my problem with this entire video. Is that she was great, okay? I personally did not believe that she could have been like they could have known her. I didn't believe that all the way. I felt she might actually be a stranger, and maybe she's just naive to some of the things that ghost hunters like to do to make paranormal content. And she would be naive to every single thing they're about to do to her. Right? So like the flashlights, the EMF reader, all of that stuff. She said that she saw an EMF reader a couple times. Okay. But she doesn't know how it works. All this stuff doesn't know how it works. So if you bring her into this place and you start like telling her, oh, this is crazy, this is how it works, and we're actually talking to a ghost right now, she might actually go along with it and believe it because she's like, oh, really? Oh my God, this is fucking incredible. But if you're like me, or if you're like Side Eye Guy, if you're like Mythos, Beardo, maybe a lot of you guys, you will know for a fact that that's not necessarily true. And it is kind of a dick move to do, because that means you're deceiving her on a video that you posted to your channel. So now she's gonna look naive. That's not fair to her, right? That's not fair. So I agree with that, man.
Sam and Colby. At no point do Sam and Colby explain how this flashlight thing actually works.
Wankers. A male just walked in with us.
A male just walked in?
And, like, he's unhappy. Like, he's the most... Did you hear a whistle?
I did, yeah. Unless it was this.
Sounded like the wind to me. Give it another listen and tell me what you think.
A little bit, doesn't it? Yeah, the wind. A little bit.
Equipment, actually. This is called the portal. Have you used a portal before?
No, I've never even heard of it.
So basically, this is like an enhanced spirit box that will like cut out all the noise, all like the random staticky noises, and basically turn into an obelisk and just speak words. So ghosts can come up here and use this to communicate with us.
I am so grateful that we don't have to listen to any more of that fucking spirit box bollocks with all that static noise. However, I always thought the whole point of the spirit box was the static, acting as a white noise. I was always told to listen what's under the static noise to hear some sort of voices. So if you eliminate that element of the spirit box, what's the point? I mean, for me, the point is I don't go mental anymore listening to this nonsense. So yeah, I am kind of conflicted with all of this. I mean, really, the answer here is that it's all just a load of old bollocks, isn't it?
We're back! We're here with some red lighting now. Scary. Okay, let's turn this on.
For theatrics.
What was on again?
Don't get me wrong, it looks badass. The red lighting looks fucking dope.
Oh my god.
The gentleman who came up into this attic with us, if you're still here, can you turn on this cat ball or speak into this device? Say hello, your name.
A bet.
Yes, riveting stuff. So they replaced the static noise with what sounds like a dog panting. Fan-bloody-tastic. Anyway, I'm gonna fast forward a fair bit here because it's really just a bog standard Sam and Colby video, which I gotta admit is a huge improvement from the last two videos of utter crap of theirs I had to watch. Even with Amanda, this is still a step up from those last two videos. And
I agree. I actually agree. Look, as an entertaining video, the last one wasn't. I haven't seen the last one actually. I know they came out with like 2 more videos I still have yet to react to, but the one that he's reviewing, I actually think that it was fine. So that's just my thoughts. I thought it was fine.
yes, I know what I said, and sadly, I have to stand by it.
I have a challenge for somebody who wants to walk. I didn't do that to you, but like...
That's crazy. You guys didn't follow me last time. You guys left.
Anybody?
I can do it.
Got so scared I turned around and left and went back to Brooke in the main room, and now you see the outside. Like, I did not.
I died. You should have helped. I'm sorry, man. I wasn't thinking.
303. Really? Yeah.
What was that? That was on the door.
The door rattled?
A rattle or a growl?
I'm gonna go with a rattle since
The wind.
doors don't growl.
We've been by windows all night and we haven't heard that.
But that's where the shadow figure
right
was.
there. As we drove up, this little platform was where Amanda saw the shadow figure.
It's also a door that leads to the outside. So, controversially, I'm gonna be going with the wind again.
I'm like terrified though, and I don't know if that's just my nerves or if that's him.
Narcissistic attention seeker.
Have you heard of a 6 or 7 foot shadow figure here?
I don't trust machines.
Maybe nothing came down here.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
what the fuck was that?
My God.
Does that spell something?
Oh, the thing is moving. The window just moved in front of us.
Actually, now that I look at the window, it kind of looks like it's cracked open in certain places. Like, looks old. Looks like an older one, honestly. Guys, it was the fucking wind.
I didn't see it move, but I'm gonna go with wind. yet again.
You know what I just thought of? So when we first got here, our guide is the resident psychic. He's here all the time, and we haven't been here in 3 years. Obviously, we know what we have from investigations, but what if we just talk to him and be like, where has been the most active area, so that we're not like wasting our time?
That ship sailed so long ago, it's already done 2 laps around
Like
the Earth.
wasting our time.
All right, guys, we are here with Christopher, and
My opinion, this part right here almost ruined the entire video for me. Because I do hold that first Conjuring series, to me, aggravates the hell out of me. Like, don't get me wrong, I will put it down as probably the most controversial paranormal video I've ever seen in my life. Because of what it did and how many people got pissed off. At first they loved it, but then people got really pissed off when they found out the truth. It's one of the most controversial videos ever. It did not go the way Sam and Colby thought. For this guy to kind of remind me of that series annoyed the hell out of me.
you said you are the house psychic?
Correct. I do my own psychic events here. I'm here giving tours sometimes, so whenever the building or the people or the spirits need me, I'm here.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
We'd love if you would do a reading on our new friend, Brooke.
So sometimes I feel like the spirits here tend to be very curious.
Okay.
And that's the energy that I'm feeling right now. If there's something following you around, I don't feel that it's malicious. I don't feel that it's mean-spirited. I feel like there's definitely someone that wants your attention, but from a curious perspective.
Conflicts pretty heavily with Amanda's nonsense because she's been getting emotional and feeling sick all bloody night. Like something bad is happening.
Up at the top, knowledge. That can be something you know or something you need to know. When we know something, it tends to come from here.
That doesn't make any sense.
Skipping a whole bunch of this bullshit because there's only so much patience I've got for complete and utter horseshit. Seriously, guys, you can thank me in the comments editing this out. Because the amount of words this guy uses without saying anything is staggering. It's just airy, hollow, gobbledygook, wishy-washy, mumbo-jumbo horseshit. So let's just get on with it so we can finally get to the main reason why I wanted to cover this video in the first place.
Yes, sir. But yeah, no, he's 100% right. And this is something I've also noticed with people who are doing who normally do readings with tarot cards, is that they say a lot of nothing. They say a lot of things that can be relatable, but really means nothing. So yeah, we all go through our own problems. We all deal with similar things. So it's easy for someone to be there and saying these things, and then you're like, oh my God, that is spot on. This is nuts. How did you know that? How did you know that? And then they're going to go along with that, right? They're also going to play into that. Oh no, well, of course I knew that. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
My attention is going two different directions here. I feel like we are connecting to the energy of a woman here. But at the same time, I feel like there's two different women that I'm connecting to. And one of them connects to you and one does not. When I said there was another woman and I had to separate what was what, this part's not connected to you, but I keep getting the name Elizabeth. I'm not picking her up in connection with the building. I don't know where she's... Libby?
Anyone else getting a bad case of deja vu?
Yep. And then
She's not connected to the building. That's not your part. I can't quite separate where this other name is coming from.
Really, mate? You have no idea where the name Libby could have come from. None whatsoever.
You pick up anything else about Libby?
Teacher?
All things you can find on her website. On her obituary, all things you can find over there. Pretty sure she was an art teacher. Yeah.
Hands. Doing something with the hands? Making something? Artist?
Keep going.
Okay, so teaching, maybe an art teacher. It's weird how things come. Sometimes I get references of a place, and I keep...
This guy is so full of shit. I'm sorry. This guy makes me want to rip my hair out. Just to listen to him continuously talk like he is picking up on something when we all know for a fact he literally got that from her obituary. 100%.
I keep seeing like a U.S. map, but my eye keeps going to Texas.
That's on her obituary.
Okay. So for those of you who don't know, about a year and a half ago now, Sam and Colby filmed their Halloween special they call Hell Week at the Conjuring House. Some of the caretakers of the Conjuring House at the time were Cody and Satori. I think most of us know who these two are, but just in case you don't, they made a big name for themselves as they claimed to communicate with spirits while reciting the alphabet, and a knock would happen at the letter that they wanted to stop at, and through this method the ghosts were able to communicate with us, the living, using Cody and Satori as their vessel. And of course, none of this had anything to do with Cody's hammer toe. One of the big things that made this whole video so dramatic is Cody and Satori claiming to channel Sam's deceased grandmother, Libby.
N-O-G-O A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Okay, does this make sense for you? Do you need a break?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we take a quick break real quick?
Holy fuck.
What? Who is it?
Libby Goldlock.
Your grandma?
It's my grandma.
This was huge news
Yeah.
at the time,
Yeah.
but it didn't take debunkers very long to discover
Nope.
that all of this information about Libby could be found online with a pretty straightforward Google search. So this, of course...
Yep. Elizabeth Dell Libby Goldback, 79. Pretty fucked up when we sit back and think about it. And look, there's a part of me that's still, like, I want to give Sam the benefit of the doubt. I do with this. Now, Sam has also been known to fake cry. Okay? He has. The biggest thing I can go back to that proves this is when he said that the whole Sam Pepper prank was a prank. In the video, it looked like he was crying his eyes out. He was crying his ass off. Looks like he was terrified. If that was indeed fake, then it would not blow my mind if I truly found out that Sam put that show on for the Conjuring series. Yeah, I just, the whole thing is so complicated. I think there's a lot of shadiness to it. That series, it aggravates the hell out of me.
course, did no favors to Cody and Satori at this time. Now, we fast forward to the video we are watching today, and Christopher here is trying to do the exact same thing Cody and Satori did with Libby. The balls for this guy to try and pull this off is actually mind-blowing. And guess what? All the information this charlatan put forward about Libby can also be found.
Yep. Texas. Art. Taught art. He literally became Satori and Cody 2.0. And look, I actually am kind of giving a little bit of leeway here to Sam and Colby for this video, because they did kind of come off like that. They were almost annoyed, or like, what are we doing? Because I figured they would want to stay the hell away from Satori and Cody. Any reference to Satori and Cody after everything they dealt with the Conjuring series.
Online, very, very easily. It's right here in black and white that she was born in Texas, and she used to be an art teacher. So our psychic medium Christopher here, for some reason, tried to pull the exact same tactic Cody and Satori tried and got caught out on, and he either arrogantly or ignorantly tried to succeed where they failed. And guess what, Christopher? You've been caught out too. The fact that Christopher even tries to make out that he doesn't know anything about Libby, like he's not seen any of Sam and Colby's previous work, is also highly, highly suspicious, to say the very least. Pretty much everyone involved in the paranormal were well aware of everything that was happening during that time.
Yeah, the fact that he tried to pull that shit just fucking infuriates me. Like, the audacity, dude. The actual audacity of trying to pull one, like, on his entire audience, on these guys' entire audience, and on them. I actually felt aggravated for Sammy and Colby. I actually felt aggravated for Sam and Colby because he would try to do that.
Like I said, I don't know where this belongs in this moment, but there's this sensation of, going back to art and creating something, this whole idea of taking your vision and building something with it. There's this sense of pride that comes from that idea.
It's their quote. On an upward or something like that. That's exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But they knew about that. He knew about that because they mentioned that in Sam and Colby's Conjuring Weeks thing right after it happened. Like, she's the one who gave us the inspiration,
Your brain isn't even connected to your mouth, is it?
Almost like she wants someone to keep doing what they're doing. It's gonna make me emotional too.
On and upward.
I'm gonna fall apart before we're done.
What a manipulative piece of shit.
I have a grandma named Libby
No way.
that grew up in Texas.
No way.
And she
No way.
No.
What?
No way.
She paid
He said, "What?" With that smirk on his face, dude. The fucking audacity.
all of her life. And she's been seen in so many of these investigations.
I'm sorry, how can Sam not see through any of this by now? How can he not see this for what it actually is? How it very clearly is. How many more times is he gonna let other psychic mediums fall?
I'm sorry. If this was me in that situation, I'd have told him to stop right there. If you're a psychic medium and you ever come across me and you try to pull something like that on me, I will tell you to stop right there. So don't even bother. Gonna be blunt about that right now. No thank you. No thank you. And that is true. Like, he could have been put in a situation where he might have felt awkward if he had called this guy a liar right there and then. But at the same time, it's like, who would have blamed him? In all honesty.
Call him like this? Or is he just seeing all this as welcoming content? There were many people at the time that thought that Sam and Colby were in on the whole Cody and Satori thing, especially when they brought up Libby, because Sam just broke down and cried. The problem is, we know that Sam is a pretty damn good actor. As many of us know, when they did that whole stunt when Colby pretended to get shot up on the rooftop, Sam also broke down in tears very, very convincingly.
No, he's everything I have.
But Sam, people say you're an amazing actor.
Most
Yeah.
people don't believe me that was acting. They're still like, oh, he got traumatized, that was real. But I had tried to work on making myself cry for like 3 weeks before.
Now, tell me why then I should believe you when you cry now for a video. After admitting that on an interview. Again, there's nothing wrong with being a good actor. For fuck's sakes, man, if that was real, you're top tier actor. Because I personally thought it was real. I thought that was fucked up for what they did to you. I seriously, I was like, I'm surprised you can still be friends with Colby after that. Because what that was a fucked up prank. There could be a possibility it was real and they just didn't want Sam to receive the criticisms and the backlash of that, which I get. But at the same time, it was a stupid thing to do.
So many thought that Sam was in on the whole Cody and Satori Libby stunt. And I got to admit, at the time, I was actually defending Sam. I didn't think he would do that.
Same.
Such an idiot. But after watching this video right here, it is getting harder and harder to defend Sam on this.
Yeah.
And if Sam is continuously using Libby as content for his channel, shame on Sam. Because if Sam wasn't involved in all this, he should be getting outraged by now.
I agree. Like, this is your grandma. Why do you want to continuously use her name for an opportunity for you to cry on camera and to suck emotion out of your audiences, like, and make them feel sorry for you? I mean, at this rate, I don't know how many people can keep defending you if that was really you breaking down in the Conjuring series. Like, if that was really you breaking down, this should absolutely aggravate you. That another psychic medium would try to pull that shit.
Should be saying to these psychic mediums, can we keep my grandmother out of it? Because surely he would know by now that the Cody Satori thing was nonsense. And I can tell you right now, if that was me, I would not let some other charlatan fool me again.
And just for the viewers too, me and you have never met before an hour ago.
No, I didn't even know where that was coming from.
But Sam and them admitted in their response to the Conjuring series, right? That video, they put it on their Reacts channel, their response to it. They admitted that you could find the stuff on Google. So why aren't you bringing that up? Like, I would have been like, yeah, but this is all stuff you can find on the Google page, the obituary. I would have made him look like an idiot. Because you don't bring my grandma into it, and after I was fooled once, right? Fuck me. You fooled me twice. Yeah, I'm not gonna play that game.
Google. It all came from Google.
Again, also for the skeptics, we literally didn't even know we were going to come here until a few hours ago because
But he knows who Sam and Colby are. It doesn't matter. You're popular. He knows about the Conjuring series.
our plans completely changed.
Took me about 2 minutes to find out this information about Libby. I'm pretty sure Christopher would have had enough time to Google all the information he needed to put on his little act.
And notice that he went to Sam for his little charade instead of Brooke, because he probably didn't know anything about Brooke. He can figure out some stuff about Sam, though, right?
I just can't get my head around Christopher bringing up the whole Libby thing again. I mean, of all the people to use in your fakery, that's just insane to me. It really is. So, anyway, back to the investigation, I guess.
Hello to any spirits in here. If you want to show us that you're here, we brought some toys. Are you feeling any better than you were last time, or about the same?
Honestly, about the same, but
Really?
Yeah.
You feel sick in here?
Yeah, like right when we crossed through the doorway, you know when you're gonna throw up and your mouth kind of starts to water?
Yes.
Like that's how I feel.
She always says she feels sick, but she's never actually sick, ever.
Was something else in this room making me feel sick?
Did you say there's someone in the playhouse?
Oh.
If a spirit is inside this playset, can you come up to either the little red ball, or you can speak directly through the device that Colby's holding in his hand?
Wheels.
Oh my god, look! Right next to you.
There's literally a toy with wheels by my foot.
I can't take this.
We actually had a idea that you can totally reject if you don't want to do it.
Okay, see, what is it?
This is the finale of your experience here
Okay.
at the haunted place. Would you like to go to the morgue first in night vision? And then we'll come.
I'll do it.
Really?
I'll do it.
Brooke, providing she isn't a plant, has been the rock star of this whole video.
I'm so stupid. I'm kind of the dumbest person. Just. This is crazy.
I don't believe in ghosts, and even I can tell you how these solo lights out walkthroughs in these creepy places does put you on edge. It is just a natural human reaction to be on alert when you're in uncomfortable places like this, in the dark, by yourself.
Where the fuck is she?
Oh no.
Wait, where is she?
Unless you went into the morgue.
Oh, that's crazy.
Just kidding.
Oh god! What, you actually went all the way to the morgue alone?
That was the first time this whole time I've been like genuinely scared.
I'd for sure be more scared around Amanda, scared for my sanity.
As we were setting up the final investigation.
That's what I thought too.
I swear 20% of this whole bloody video is Sam and Colby doing this.
Be quiet! Shut up!
So why not do a single S's method, but a double S's method?
Double S.
I'd rather listen to Katy Perry lecture me about her astronaut credentials than to watch an Estes session with these guys. So I'm going to mercifully end the video early.
Okay,
In conclusion,
okay.
Amanda's a bullshitter. Christopher somehow out-bullshitted Amanda. Sam
Very.
and Colby just did what Sam and Colby always do. And Brooke, providing she's not an actress, was the only real saving grace in this video. But
She was good. She was good. I was like, you know, for someone who doesn't do YouTube, you did good for your first time, like, on an actual video with a channel with almost, over 13 million subs now. Like, yeah, great job.
what I will say is that even if Brooke wasn't a plant, the fact that they did all of this without any skeptical involvement whatsoever to offer a different point of view for her, Brooke, to explore and ponder on just makes this whole video one-sided and pointless. Of course, she is going to be influenced by two wealthy YouTubers who flew her to the other side of the country to film a video, as well as having two psychic mediums who are professional manipulators. From where I'm sitting, it looks like Brooke has been set up for this whole thing to come away with one conclusion, and that conclusion just so happens to be the one that backs up and benefits Sam and Colby. So, if you enjoyed my take on all this bollocks, then please give the video a
I
like
did.
and consider
I did.
subscribing to the Side Eye Guy channel. Right, I'm off to find some random stranger to sit in an empty room and talk to the walls, proving absolutely nothing. Ta very much. Cheerio.
Yeah, man, I agree with everything you said. I do agree with you that Brooke was definitely the saving grace of the video. Sam and Colby, you know, being Sam and Colby, of course, you kind of get what you get. But Amanda being involved was already bad enough. And then you got Christopher, the other psychic medium, at the end there, almost ruining the entire video. Actually kind of did ruin the entire video, because we're so sick and tired of that whole series, the Surviving Week at the Conjuring House. That series, to me, is one of the most aggravating things ever because of the obvious bullshittery. So, yeah, guys, go support the original video by Side-Eye Guy. Banger video. I agree with just about everything he just said there. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I'll continue doing these Side-Eye Guy reactions because I genuinely do find a lot of enjoyment out of not only watching some of these ghost hunting videos, but hearing the other side of it and seeing what they have to say. And most of the time, when I hear what they have to say, they make a lot of sense. So until next time, please do take care.
Reactions are nothing new. However, there is one man on a mission who wants to prove the world a fakery. He used to follow all these paranormal shows. Now he's had enough. He is done. Dark thoughts is throwing down. Coming after all these paranormal clowns. He is watching, not letting them get away. All these fakers, they're gonna have to pay. Chicken is throwing down, coming after all these paranormal clowns. He's watching, not letting get away. All these fake stars tearing the fakers apart. He with his heart, no one dare tell him catch me yet, because Jacobs has